Week 8 is in the books, folks. You know what that means. The Ravens did not play, but that does not mean we cannot go around the league for scores, standings, Player of the Week awards, a game preview for the upcoming week, and questions of the week for Week 9 as well. But let's start with scores first. The Eagles and Cowboys played to a tie in Philadelphia, 28-28. This is the first tie of the year, and it took us until Week 8 to get it. Ties are always very rare to have in the NFL. Don't seem too often, but especially when they do happen. Carson Wentz throws 4 touchdowns as Alshon Jeffrey finishes with 103 receiving yards. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott throws 2 touchdowns and Ezekiel Elliott runs for 172 yards and a touchdown. The Chiefs win at home against the Raiders 28-12. They put up a touchdown in every quarter. 2 of them were by running back Damian Williams, as he finishes with a very nice 69 yards on the ground. The Saints go into Minnesota and get their second win in dominant fashion, 28-3 over the Vikings. Rookie quarterback CJ Armstrong has a huge day, throwing for 4 touchdowns, his longest being a 75-yard bomb to Traquan Smith, who led the receiving corps of New Orleans with 109 yards and a touchdown. The Giants invade Cincinnati and stop the Bengals 31-0 for their first win of the season. The offensive duo of Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley have the huge days. Jones throws 2 touchdowns while Barkley rushes for 135 yards and gets a rushing touchdown as well. The Falcons soar to victory over the Panthers in a high-scoring game, 38-25. The Atlanta offense finishes with 470 total yards, 335 passing yards and 3 touchdowns from Matt Ryan, along with Devonta Freeman's 101 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, were a big reason for the win at home. The Redskins finally get in the win column, beating the Buccaneers 21-10 in Tampa Bay. Dwayne Haskins is efficient in this one, passing for 2 touchdowns and completing 81% of his throws in the win. The Steelers survive at home and win a close one against the Texans, 21-18. Ben Roethlisberger has a slow day passing the ball, but does end with 3 touchdowns through the air on 151 yards passing. The Patriots go into Denver and beat the Broncos at home 35-23 in an offensive-heavy game. Both teams combined for 791 yards of offense. It was Tom Brady who had the big day out of the quarterbacks, throwing for 319 yards and 4 touchdowns. His reliable target Julian Edelman ended catching 7 balls for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. The loss moves Denver to 0-2 without their rookie quarterback Nathan Russell. The Bills get the home win in a big way against the Dolphins, 35-14 in a battle of the Joshes. The Bills defense intercepts Josh Rosen 4 times, while Josh Allen had an up and down day throwing the ball. He finishes with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, but had some of the burden taken off by Derrick Henry, who ran for 2 touchdowns on the ground. The Cardinals fight back and forth with the 49ers and complete the comeback to win 30-28. The rushing attack for Arizona was the force in this one, as Kyler Murray finishes the day with a rushing touchdown, while running back Duke Johnson gets 2 touchdowns of his own on the ground. The Lions protect Ford Field and win big against the Rams 31-18 on Sunday night. Matthew Stafford once again has a big game, finishing with 311 yards and 2 touchdowns, one to River Craycraft, the other to Marvin Jones. Kerryon Johnson also helped out with 78 rushing yards and a pair of touchdowns on the ground. The Browns hold off the Jets as their 21 points in the 4th quarter were not enough to keep Cleveland from the 35-21 win on Monday night. Baker Mayfield was the man, throwing 3 passing touchdowns, while running back Nick Chubb did his part, rushing for 95 yards and a touchdown. And finally, on Thursday night, the Packers go into Jacksonville and barely escape with a 29-28 win. The 2 teams came alive in the 4th quarter, scoring a combined 29 points. Green Bay's was just enough to thwart the Jaguars in the end. The Packer passing attack was the highlight of the night, as Aaron Rodgers tossed 4 touchdowns, 2 of them to Devontae Adams, who racked up 122 yards on 7 catches. And now it's time to take a look at standings, starting first with the AFC North. The Steelers now in first place, 6-2 in the AFC North. Browns second place, 5-2. Ravens in third, 4-3, and the Bengals in last place. Right behind our Ravens though, 3-4. Over to the AFC South, the Texans in first place, 4-4. Meanwhile, the Titans and Colts both tied for second at 3-4. Jaguars in last place at 3-5. In the AFC East, the Jets atop the division, 5-3. Bills and Patriots tied for second at 4-4. Dolphins bringing up the rear, splashing down there like a magic carp, 1-6. In the AFC West, the Chargers in first place, 5-2. Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos in a three-way tie for second place, 3-5. Over to the NFC now, starting with the North. The Bears still in first place, 6-1. Packers and Lions tied for second, 4-3. Vikings in last place though, 1-6. Over to the NFC South, the Panthers in first place, 5-2. Falcons 4-3, Saints 2-5, Buccaneers in last place. Gotta get the Cannons to hit a little better there, boys, 1-6. In the NFC East, how about them Cowboys? Still in first place, thanks to their tie against the Eagles this past week. They are 5-1-1, the Eagles 5-2-1, Giants and Redskins 1-6. In the NFC West, two-way tie for first place between the Cardinals and the Seahawks, both 6-1 on the year. 49ers 5-2 in third, Rams in last place, 1-6. It's time to see who won the Player of the Week award this week in Week 8, starting with the AFC. Tom Brady gets the award this week. His 4 touchdowns along with 319 yards through the air definitely helped get him the award this week. On the defensive side, we're talking about Zach Brown this week, middle linebacker for the Dolphins. 9 tackles, 1 interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery as well. Busy day making big plays with Zach Brown for the Dolphins in that one. In the NFC, it's the bad man himself, Aaron Rodgers. 4 touchdowns and 355 passing yards. Definitely going to do it more times than not. On the defensive side of the ball, Jordan Hicks, linebacker for the Cardinals, gets the award this week. 10 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 interception. Congratulations to all the players who won the award and brought home the hardware in Week 8. Let's get a quick look here at the upcoming game for our Ravens after the bye week. This week we will see them face the New York Giants in New York. They're going to go up there and play those boys this week in a rematch of Super Bowl 35. The Ravens lead the all-time series though, 4-2. They're looking to bounce back after a loss in their last game before the bye week, which was against Steelers, 34-14. Meanwhile, the Giants, they are coming off of a dominant win, their first win of the year against the Bengals, 31-0. Can the Giants get their second win in a row? Can the Ravens start their second half of the season off on the right foot? We will find out very shortly because this game is going to come to us very soon. I'm so excited to be on the call for that one. Before we got here though, let's wrap up with some questions heading into Week 9. The first one being, how will the Ravens return against the Giants after the bye week? Last time we saw our boys, they didn't look too good. But hopefully the bye week, the rest of recovery, the extra practice time, all of that will coalesce into a victory for the Ravens. We'll find out soon though. Nathan Russell returns from injury. How will he play versus the Chargers and their number 6 ranked pass defense? They have a dominant pass defense this year, number 6 in the league. That's good for 1,619 passing yards allowed. They are also very, very aggressive getting to the quarterback. They have 21 sacks. That's tied for second in the league. They're going to come after Nathan Russell for sure. The question is, can he perform and perform well enough for the Broncos to get the win? Because they are 0-2 without him so far this year. Hopefully he can come back and give the team a much needed spark that they need. And our final question. Can the Jets go into Seattle and stop the Seahawks win streak on Sunday night? Now the Seahawks are winners of 5 in a row, okay? They are on fire right now, playing very, very well. And to boot, they have the number 3 ranked defense in the league. So they are very good at stopping opposing offense. We've seen the Jets put up some crazy offensive numbers in the past week, especially in the passing department. Sam Darnold and his receivers are really finding their connection now, and we're going to see which one of these teams is going to get the win. Seahawks are going to continue their streak, or can the Jets stop their streak? Let me know what you guys think about these questions and what you think about everything else going on in the week and what's to come for week 9 here in the NFL. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I appreciate you all very, very much. I will see you all for the week 9 game against the Giants, but until then, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe, share wherever you share cool stuff, and if you didn't know by now, I'm going to plug all the time. I stream on Twitch, and my schedule is going to be kind of wonky since editing my own videos and whatnot, but we're going to find a schedule hopefully and stick to it somewhat. Anyway, follow me on Twitch and Twitter as well. But until next time, you guys, you know what to do. For real this time, keep on shining and keep on grinding. I will see you all in the next one.